Hello and welcome. I'm Rebecca and I wanted to share with you what I meal prepped this week. If you've been following along, you have seen all the things that I've been prepping and using over the last few weeks. And I'm just going to continue that journey and share with you what I prepped this week. And I'm going to just show you what I'm making for dinner tonight because I'm using some of my stuff that I prepped this week and several weeks ago. So we've already gotten into some of the fruit here. I did this a couple of days ago, so I just wanted to show you. So I chopped up a watermelon, and then these are my sourdough gluten-free English muffins. And I follow a recipe from Farmhouse on Boone. I just use my gluten-free starter and then gluten-free flour, which you actually use either less flour or more liquid. We make it gluten-free, so it's more of a like texture feel. But they turned out amazing, and I'm using this one for this week, and then I also froze some for next week, and this is going to be my breakfast for some days this week. We also chopped up a pineapple, and I even have some of the core because that's going to be part of the recovery shot. It's like a great way to use the whole pineapple. And then this here is a broccoli slaw salad, I'll call it. I made tacos this week. What did I make? Oh, mahi fish tacos last night. And then I used some of the broccoli slaw as like my base because I basically had it like a bowl, and I put like the bunch of greens on the bottom, and I used like chips, and I had mahi and sauce and all that. So I had about half the bag left over. And this is actually not the broccoli slaw I typically get. I typically get the broccoli slaw that is like just like looks like coleslaw. Chris picked this up. It's fine, thank you, appreciate you, husband. But this had like full like broccoli florets in it. And so I had to pick them all out. So it's mostly the broccoli florets and a little bit of the slaw. But I thought, hey, this would make a great side dish or just an easy lunch. If you throw some like grilled chicken or grilled steak, even a pork chop. I mean, if I have any more shrimp left over tonight, that would be good on here too. Or if it really comes down to it, I can just have it as like my side and then have like a protein shake as like a quick meal. But in here is the broccoli slaw mix, some sliced onion. Then I did half a tablespoon of mayo, about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, a few tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, about a tablespoon of honey, and then a little bit of salt, pepper, about a tablespoon of chopped almonds, and then a couple tablespoons of dried cranberries. And I tend to go lighter on my sauce because when it sits overnight, it actually releases some of its liquid and it creates its own kind of jus. Because I hate coleslaw or any kind of salad that is like overdressed. I cannot stand it. Like you buy the salad and you're literally taking a big bite of mayonnaise and barely any of the veggies. That's not what I'm about. I do like it wet, but I do not like it like drenched, if that makes sense. But I just actually made this a couple minutes ago. So tomorrow it's going to be more liquidy and it'll be really good. And then I made egg bites as well. Again, I have some for this week and I have some that I'm freezing for next week. And I feel like this time that I made them is like the closest to the actual Starbucks egg bites. These I used white cheddar and spinach as my mix-ins, and I was going to use ham, but I wanted to make sure I had enough ham for Taylor for the week, and so instead I just used an extra half cup of cottage cheese, which is probably why it's like more creamier like the egg bites from Starbucks. And it also used up all the cottage cheese, so it kind of was like win-win. And then back here I have some strawberries, and I would combine them, but I'm not sure if these are still good. I think they look good. I can't see very well, so hey, do you see any mold on them? Let me know. But I wanted to, like, I'm gonna ask Chris when he gets home to like check them, because if so, I'm gonna mix them. But I'm pretty sure this was chopped like a day or so before these. So anyway, just, yeah, that's real life there. But this is my miniature meal prep for the week. So I'm making shrimp and grits tonight, and I'm using a couple things I've already prepped. And so I'm going to show you that, and then I'll also show you just what it looks like when it all comes together. So for the shrimp, I keep it super simple. All I do is just dot it with about a tablespoon of butter. And when it's done, you could actually use that like jus to put on your grits. I personally don't because I just don't need the extra calories, but you could if you really wanted to. And then I just liberally season with this Cajun rub. It's so good. Healthy food does not have to be overcomplicated. Make your life easy by cooking ahead and having simple things like this that literally take no time at all. Shrimp is something that is very high in protein and takes a little time to actually cook. And who doesn't love some good old Cajun seasoning? So I'm just going to put this in the oven at 400 for about 15 minutes or so. So here are the grits, and I actually made these a few weeks ago and just froze them. And it's so sad because these are the last of the grits I got from a farmer at the Appalachian Festival last year, and they were not there when I went this year. So I'm gonna have to find a good source for my grits. Over here we just have greens, and I cooked these originally on Sunday. It's kind of a tradition of mine. I almost always cook greens on Sunday, and we'll eat them Sunday night. Like we had pork chops and sweet potatoes, and then we usually have them on Wednesday. So after about 15 minutes, I just take it out, stir it around. It could be done at this time. Looks close. I think you could get just a couple more minutes. So I'm just gonna mix around the seasoning. You can see this is all not butter. It's also the liquid from the shrimp, but it probably would be really good over the grits or on some toast or something. But today I just do not have any extra calories for that. But anyway, I'm just gonna put it back in probably for like a minute or two. Like it's pretty much done. Literally 2 more minutes. So it cooked for a total of 17 minutes on 400. But you do want to be careful with shrimp. You want it to be cooked through. It's like chicken. I mean, it's not like chicken, but similarly to chicken, you want it cooked through. But you also don't want to overcook it because then it won't be like succulent and like the chicken can dry out. So this, you just make sure you don't see any pink. That's how I do it. Okay, so here's my dinner. We've got our protein, very good source of protein. We have our grits. This is our starch and our fat. There is a little bit of fiber in there. And then these are our greens, which is our fiber source and tons of micronutrients. And shrimp, like I said before, is a really good source of protein. But the reality is you want to have a variety of proteins to really get all the different nutrients. It is a complete protein, but besides thinking about just the makeup of the amino acids, you also want to think about what nutrients are in there. So having like seafood, red meat, poultry, and other, things. Is that it? Fish, seafood, just kind of goes in the same category. Is really important for just like overall health. So thanks for hanging out with me and letting me share with you what I meal prepped this week. Tell me what you meal prep. What kind of meal prepper are you? I don't even know if I would consider myself like a real meal prepper. I'm not putting several meals into bins. I just like to chop up a bunch of stuff at once and use it throughout the week just to make my life easier. I mean, some of the things I do like to make homemade, like the egg bites and like the English muffins and stuff. So I feel like my prep is more of like prepping ingredients and stuff and just planning my meals out versus like cooking everything. Now if I'm doing like a casserole or something like that, like an eggplant lasagna or sometimes like enchiladas and stuff, I will prep those because you can easily freeze them and reheat them, and that makes it like really easy to have those kinds of meals. But I typically don't like portion out all of my meals. Maybe I'll make a couple salads or something like that, but anyway, just curious what kind of meal prepper you are. Is that even a word? I don't know. But anyway, thanks again. I hope you have an awesome day, and please go do something good for yourself because you deserve it. Bye.